Yo. So in this video, I want to look at this bomb cyclone atmospheric river that is going to be hitting Northern California this week. And one of the reasons I want to do this is because if you look on my YouTube channel here, this video is going to be between two videos. So the video prior to this is the opacity OPCT crypto rug pull scam, where a guy from Northern California, specifically San Francisco, defrauded me and my mom from money. He basically stole from me. He stole from a lot of people. He defrauded a number of people. He lied about a cryptocurrency that he wasn't actually working on and developing, but he was saying he was, and defrauding people. Um, and so if you look on my channel, where this is like the main video on my channel page, I have lightning superpowers, and I seem to show in numerous videos, not just this one, some ability to affect the weather around me. And my suggestion is really everywhere, but I can show around me where actually I think I might have less ability to affect it, because of the thing in the Bible that talks about in Jesus' hometown, he was affected by the people around him who didn't really believe in him. I kind of feel that way around Houston, though I don't think they can out believe me, and I think I believe more in Yahweh than these people don't believe in me or whatever. And again, is it me, Matthew Ray Wilkins? Maybe a little bit. I think it's the spirit of Yahweh, the God of the Bible. This God whose name I'll actually say as opposed to most other people. So if that gives you a reason why me as opposed to other people, there you go. But you can also find a lot more of these where it seems like something that's going on with me shows some kind of connectedness with lightning activity around me, and not just lightning activity but storm activity. There's videos with tornadoes and stuff like that, and in other things, earthquakes and volcanoes. But just very clearly you can see crazy storm stuff going on around me, and me repeatedly in a pattern having an ability to affect it. And this is a compilation that I made just to show like some of those things. And if you want to watch, it seems to be connected to me doing things, exerting through my right side. And my right side is something that has, I think, been damaged by some kind of attack that people have done on me. But in any instance, I'm making this because, again, I was defrauded by a guy out of San Francisco in Northern California. And for the nth time, where I'm here in Houston, someone somewhere else, I have the internet, so people elsewhere can affect me. Um, Someone somewhere else who's affected me in a negative way, much like how the Alessandro Ambrosio thing that was going on earlier this year in March and April and May, and then there were severe floods in her home state in Brazil. But even more so, there seemed to be an extreme tornado uptick when I made a message saying, "Hey, this woman's harassing, like hurting. She's causing me problems. She's done something really evil to me, and at least it seems as though." And there's these like this crazy tornado outbreak that seemed to have manifested exactly like this message that I put in my story and pictures. So I'm just trying to get at, hey, there is a repeated pattern of me seemingly affecting the weather, or the weather, like what I'm trying to say in this instance is, hey, this person in California has hurt me. He has damaged me, right? And that's the last video that I did on the 17th, 2 days ago. So on today's Tuesday, this was Sunday, and last week on Wednesday was when I started this whole like, let me bring some light on to this guy. So it's not just starting on Sunday, it was kind of starting last week, and you see within a week there is a bomb cyclone, essentially a low pressure system that matches a major hurricane. It's like a mid 900, like 940, somewhere around there, millibar low pressure system off the coast of California that's about to be kicking crazy amounts of storms and moisture over the area, flooding and causing inundations and problems for people. And I'm making the claim, as you can see with, the videos where it seems like I'm affecting, storm things around me, right? Like, again, this is a really good example, I think, because it's very clear. And if you actually go to the full video, it's not like there's lightning going off all around that instance. It's very clear that it looks triggered by me, because I think it is. So when this person, Jason Coppola, has done this, where he's, defrauded me and hurt me and my mom, I think there's consequences for it, and I think Yahweh, the God of the Bible, holds him accountable. However, you have this video here. The next video on my channel is going to be this video I'm recording now. So, this video, then the video I'm recording now, and then the next video I'm recording a little after this is me reporting this guy, and not him, but the guy in the thumbnail here, Jason Coppola, this guy in this thumbnail. I'm gonna report him, a resident of Northern California, where this bomb cyclone is about to hit, to the FBI. So again, I'm just trying to draw, like, even if the government and the FBI isn't going to take action, I think Yahweh is taking some action. But I'm just trying to show, again, there's consequences to this person doing this that are affecting more than this person, right? And I think that's a reoccurring theme, that when people are hurting me, it doesn't just hurt me. Yahweh makes a point to cause problems for all sorts of other people, particularly maybe around the person who's done something to hurt me or defraud me or cause me problems. And that's a reoccurring theme. And so probably it's within people's interests, like the government here in the United States, to not let that happen, right? The Hurricane Helene, which caused billions and billions of dollars in damage, happened right after I, made these videos where I believe Alessandro Ambrosio's children are my children, and that something weird and evil has happened in this situation, and that my kids are being held hostage. Whether you believe that or not, whatever, we should, but, if they're my kids, they are. Like, right after I made these, there's this extreme, weather event that kicks over the United States. And, you can just see there's like a pattern. I believe at some point AI is just going to be able to go through all my content and say, yes, there very clearly is a pattern of extreme weather phenomena happening around Matthew Wilkins and around the situations that he's in. So, like, when I'm saying a situation, this is a situation. The OPCT rug pull scam, where I've been defrauded and had money stolen from me, that's a situation. That's what I mean. Where something has actively hurt me or damaged me in some way. Yahweh takes action in weather or earthquakes, different things. The natural world that Yahweh controls, he seems to, take action for me. And there just very clearly seems to be some connection to me that you can see on recording with these kind of events, right? And with the weather, me affecting the weather. No human should be able to affect the weather. The fact that I can do it in a pattern consistently over, years should tell you that this is going on, and that, hey, it's a bad idea. It hurts a lot of people that you let people like Jason Coppola or Alessandro Ambrosio or whoever is doing something, Beyonce, whatever, if you're letting people strike out at me in ways, not just like physically, but, stealing money from me, harassing me, doing things like that, it hurts all sorts of other people. Whether I want to or not, Yahweh will do it to defend me. So, that being said, let's look at this bomb cyclone real fast, and then, I'm going to record this other video later, like I've said, where this video is going to be the next video on my channel, and then there's another video that I'm recording right after this, and it's going to be literally me reporting this guy, Jason Coppola, and the Opacity Project to the FBI. I'm going to do this, file a complaint on film, like record it, send in the complaint, and then upload the video. So, okay, let's watch about the bomb cyclone and just real fast so you understand what I'm saying by hey, this bomb cyclone's this bomb's about to go off, right? That's what this bomb cyclone's about to go off. Oh, hold on. It would help if I had my headphones plugged in, wouldn't it? Okay, yeah, now they're plugged in.
Multi-day atmospheric. Fox Weather is your winter storm HQ. Guess what? We have a multi-day atmospheric river event that's going to slam the west. It is going to bring widespread impacts, blizzard conditions, tough drives up and down the mountain, and an extreme flash flood threat, which is very rare for parts of the West Coast. So that's a look at Olympia, Washington. Overnight hours so soggy and soaked. We just got rain moving through and, of course, snow in the higher elevations. So let's talk about the flood threat. It's there today for Northern California, but today is kind of the...
I do want to point out San Francisco's very clearly in this on Friday. It's not so much on this, but who knows if it just shifts slightly south a bit, I guess we'll see. I just expect Yahweh to do what needs to be done. So
in between day. We've had a lot of intense weather already. I'll give you that. We had a tornado in Oregon last week. We had rain yesterday, snow as well. And
or maybe I should say I have faith. But that's a confident expectation that something will be done. So I guess, yeah, I do expect Yahweh's going to be doing something because I have faith in Yah.
Now it's going to really pick up on Wednesday and Thursday. We have a powerful storm that we're tracking off in the North Pacific that's going to be moving through.
Yah, the Father of Jesus. Okay, who is Jesus? So there you go. Just making sure that you get that. Yeah.
And we have an extreme risk for flash flooding on Thursday. To have this aggressive of a heads up 3 days out is a big deal. That would be a big deal anywhere in the United States. So big heads up for Northern California. The amount of rain that we're expecting close to Eureka, that's going to be something to really take note as we go into Thursday. So here's a look at the jet stream. Big old dip here as we're tracking our powerful area of low pressure that's going to be moving through. And this area of low pressure is going to bomb out. We're coming off of hurricane season, so let's use that as sort of our benchmark so everybody can understand the process. A lot of people are familiar with rapid intensification, right? We talk about all the way through hurricane season, so many storms that do that. Well, bomb out is the non-tropical version of that. So these...
In other words, it's not a bunch of tropical moisture from down near the equator, right? It's going to be moisture that's coming off the Pacific Ocean, more in a more northern area, but it is a very similar weather feature to a hurricane. And it's essentially going to be like a major hurricane as far as the air pressure is concerned. It's going to be a low pressure system, and it's going to sit and it's going to park itself right off the coast here.
The areas of low pressure, they deepen dramatically, and they produce a huge punch because the lower the pressure, the more explosive the weather product.
Yeah, the weather product. It's a hurricane bomb right off the coast of California, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's not just that, it's also the fact that the winds with this is going to be really intense right along the immediate shoreline of the Pacific Northwest. We're talking 50 to 70 mile per hour winds. And look at all that rain. Here's something that's kind of interesting, Britta. One atmospheric river, as you know, can contain as much moisture as 20 Mississippi rivers. And so that's a ton of water that's then fueled up the mountains, and we're talking lots of snow, too.
And the spigot's right on Northern California, so that's why they have the most aggressive...
Hey, San Francisco's right in the bullseye. I mean, so Jason Coppola, imagine people die or get hurt from this, and, the FBI could do something. This is why I'm going to report it to the FBI, but it's, just in real terms where it's a lot harder to prove. I mean, I think I've proven it out pretty well that this is going on, and that there's a pattern of it going on. But that this guy has done this and it's going to cause all this problems for, all sorts of people throughout the area that he lives in, right? It should say, don't let someone attack me from where you are, right? So if you're in San Francisco and this guy, Jason Coppola, has done this to hurt me, and this is going to affect you, or I guess your northern neighbors currently, that's where it looks like it's going to affect the most. Any one of those people should be furious at this Jason Coppola guy for having done this to me, right? And I think that this is just, one example of these things happening, and it's only going to get more and more obvious that this is going on around events concerning me. That this is not just like, again, that these storm things aren't just random coincidence that are popping up around the situations, right, that I'm going through. I think at a certain point there's a pattern, and the pattern is so much and so obvious. Like, yes, very clearly when Matt Wilkins is hurt or attacked or something by people, the weather and the place that the people attacked him out of, or the earthquakes or volcanoes, but a lot of it weather seems to go crazy and cause problems for all the people around that area.
Massive flood outlook for Northern California, because when you look at this, all of that deep moisture is going right into Northern California. So they're having to deal with that threat day after day. Rain total south.
Like, imagine they get. How do I turn the things off here? Imagine they get. What is this saying? Like,
Into Northern California. So
8 to 12
they're having to
inches.
deal with that threat day after.
Some of these places, this looks like 18 to 24 inches.
Rain total south of Eureka could easily exceed a foot. More than a foot.
It even looks like in San Francisco, they're going to get like, or Oakland at least, I don't know, in different places around 2 to 3 to 5 to 8, I don't know, somewhere in there. Lots of rain.
Of rain. So we are expecting some flood issues. This will also lead to river flooding.
So, just what I'm trying to say here is good job. Like, you defrauded me, and now your whole community is gonna like have to pay the price for allowing you to abuse me out of that area, because I don't think it's like the only like, I think what's going on with me seems to be rather public, and that you trying to make a point that you can defraud me publicly is like come down on your head in a way where, I mean, I think Yahweh is going to cause problems for you and where you live much greater than you've caused me. And I do think that there's going to be, I'll be compensated. Yahweh will make it up to me somehow. But let's also look one more thing at this. This is what it looks like currently. So this is the radar currently over the whole United States. And, you have stuff going on around here. But here, they're just starting to get, or they're starting to get you can see up here in the Pacific Northwest and around Northern California here, they're starting to get the impacts. It's starting to, make it ashore, it seems. We're going to look at the high-res rapid refresh. This is models of what's going on, and we're going to look at the 18Z because it provides every 6 hours you get a longer run. So we're going to be able to see a longer run of this, and this is when it's first impacting. So let's see what happens. I mean, it's just a fire hose, right? You get that as we're watching it, it just looks like a fire hose bringing, a fair amount of rain into that area. Let's see what this looks like on a little closer up. So, San Francisco is getting a bit of it, but it seems to be the areas just north of San Francisco. I guess some areas around, Tahoe and stuff too. I got family around there. But okay, total precipitation. This is a lot of rain, and this isn't the whole period. This is just up to the Thursday. And you can see some areas have 12 inches. Like, I think there's 13 inches. This is going to be 14. Anything higher in the, like, radar omega literally will not show it, and it'll reset once you get past 15 inches. Okay, this is one model. We'll look at the NAM 3 kilometer. It's a little more high resolution. Does it always show more accurately? I don't know. It depends, but it's just another model that we're going to look at here. And it shows the model for the whole United States, so you can see what's going on the East Coast. But where there also seems to be a large weather system going on up here, right? You can see it spinning around this this point, but we're gonna focus on over here, and you can even see the feature. It is clearly a cyclone, right? You know what I mean? Like you could clearly see the cyclical nature of it, and it's just fire hosing rain, fire hosing, I want to say storm cells and activity over Northern California, specifically, I say specifically the area just north of San Francisco. Like it is literally the area just north of San Francisco. Um, so, and then let's look at the global, which means this will be the whole, every part. It's not just a US model. So this is a global model, the GFS, but it's out of the United States, I think. It's a model like made here in the United States. So I'm gonna look at the 18Z here, and we're gonna run this, and this will go much further, so it'll show the whole thing and what happens afterwards as well. So let's run it. And it looks like more than just an like the one atmospheric river event. You're getting more. Like you can even notice something pops up around Los Angeles near the end. But okay, so like look, this is the next few days. This is the atmospheric river here. You can see it. It's just fire hosing. Like here's where the previous run, I mean, when we looked at the HRRR and it only goes out a few days, this is how far it goes out. So it's not, when you look at this, it's a thing that seems to have even more, like there's a few extra punches afterwards. There's, it does seem to dip south later on this week, and then another maybe, I would say less fire hose like, but more just a big rain system, big storm system hits again, and it carries all the way even down to San Diego, and so all of California. And then, we're halfway through the run. After this point, it gets a lot, like you can't always trust exactly what the model's going to say, but, the fact that the first half of the GFS run, so, we're at the 19th on this part, we're at this part, we're on the 27th, and then this ladder stuff is like not going to be as confident. You're not going to be as confident because it's the latter part of the GFS run, but pretty much everything that happens to the halfway point, generally it's more accurate. So I also want to look at, so why don't we do this? Here's the total precipitation up to the halfway point, up to the 27th. This is how much the GFS thinks is going to be. And so like you can see the max area here. It shows zeros because it resets after 15 inches. It just goes to zero. So it thinks higher than 15 inches is going to fall there. Additionally, like in San Francisco, it's thinking, I don't know, 3.5, but in different, just north of San Francisco, Berkeley. Is this Berkeley? 5 inches. San Rafael, 5 inches. You go a little north part of the bay, you got almost 6 inches. Around Sacramento, there's a lot. You can even see, like, I think my family in Tahoe is probably going to get some stuff from this. So there's like, it's going to drop a lot of rain, and we'll look at one more. This is a European model, and we'll do the European model out a few days. We'll do it out to, actually after this point, it hadn't been working recently. After frame 144 on Radar Omega, if they could fix that, that'd be great. But okay, so here this thinks, again, zeros out, 14 inches. San Francisco, it thinks 5 inches. So Daly City, 3 inches. San Jose, 2 inches. So the rain for the whole Northern California, including San Francisco, significant amount of rain. Like this is a significant amount of rain. Do I think this is the like final 1-2 punch to end this whole thing that I'm going through? I think this is just another event that matches what I'm saying, where it seems like when I'm being hurt in some way by some people that are not here in Houston, that wherever that place is that the people are hurting me out of seems to experience some kind of extreme weather event, or sometimes earthquakes and volcanoes and other kind of natural phenomena, but weather is like a very powerful way that I think Yahweh makes this point. Whether you believe this or not, I don't care. I do not care if you believe me at all. Zero. It doesn't affect me. If you don't believe me, I don't care. So I can see people deny reality all the time. And since this seems to be a pattern that I'm pretty sure an AI could pick up on at this point, I don't care what you as a human think if you don't believe it. I just don't. So and I'm here in America, I'm right to have like I'm allowed to have odd beliefs and like, it's my freedom of religion, freedom of speech, I have freedoms to do that here in America. Okay? So, but people like Jason do not have freedoms to defraud people, specifically me, but anybody, right? So, I'm just making this point like, I do have freedom to believe these things. And I think I'm well within my right to. And I think that there's a pattern, again, that you could see that's going on. So, do I have really anything else to add? Not particularly. I'm gonna post this video up. I'm gonna end it. Name it something. Put it on my YouTube. Then I'm gonna sit back down on my laptop and start the process to file this complaint with the FBI on Jason Coppola, this guy who lives in San Francisco that's stolen money from me while they're getting bombed by this cyclone. So I'm gonna do that. Um, and yeah, I I don't have anything against San Francisco. I got family that lives there too, but like it doesn't feel like anybody's standing up for me, not my family, not strangers, not whatever. I gotta ask the FBI to help with this, even though I think whatever this thing is that I'm in, I feel like it's something public where people are watching where they should have taken action anyway, or something should have taken action here in America to protect me, as it should be watching and protecting. Like that is kind of the job. It's like, I think. But, just hypothetically that's not happening. That's why I'm filing a report, because they do need to be involved, because this person has done this thing and it hadn't just hurt me and affected me. I think there are other people. I just feel like I'm the only one actually like who's going to take this to that place of going to the FBI. And it's also because this isn't the first time I've been, massively uh, stolen from to where it's damaged me significantly. So between this and BitGrill, I'm just like, it's getting tiring. It is tiring to have be robbed, be stolen from, and you know, needs to end. And again, I think what I'm explaining here, I think the government, it is well within your interest to like protect me in a way that you don't protect other people, because it's expensive to have these events going on over and over and over. It's literally billions of dollars in damage if you look at all these hurricanes that are going fucking crazy and whatever. Do I think every hurricane is because of it? No. That being said, I do think Yahweh controls it all, and like, I do think a lot of what's been going on recently, the extreme weather stuff, is related to people doing stuff to me and hurting me. If you don't believe it, I don't care. I just do not. I think you can look and see a pattern that is like consistent with what I've explained here. That, hey, something's going on with Matt. People are trying to attack Matt. Matt can defend himself by believing that Yahweh will take action with the weather stuff and do stuff, and he tends to. That's what, against the people and areas of the world that seem to be attacking me. And that's why stuff happens here in Houston at times. So, like extreme stuff like earlier in the summer with the derecho and Hurricane Beryl. So, I don't particularly have anything else to add. If this ends up being in a crazy, crazy event that is more damaging or something, then whatever, I might make additional videos around this and like put it in a playlist or something. But I did want to make this just so it's like very clear that this pattern is happening and is going on. Because if I made a video like this for every instance of a thing, I think it would be a lot more obvious. But I do think that this is an obvious example, because it didn't, the bomb cyclone really wasn't on the radar until after I had like started this process of like doing this. But I think I was always going to, and that's, uh, I think I was always going to be doing this process against him. So that's kind of also, whatever. That's how it ended up playing out. But okay. Hope you enjoyed. Have a blessed one. I'll catch you next time. I hope that Yahweh has like a resolution for this that is kind to me and that I like and that I'm happy with. So anyway, have a blessed one. Later. Yeah.